Nature's instruments for survival can be a godsend until they begin to affect us in destructive ways. Someone's negative characteristics can cloud their favorable traits to such an extent that we cannot see the positive anymore. In our biased minds, this person has become purely evil. It's pretty difficult not to feel repulsed by someone who doesn't have any positive traits, let alone forgive them. So, we might want to look beyond the vast spectre of negativity and see that the people we resent are also carrying good within them, and that it's human to possess both evil and
Answer, option B, good. Research suggests that some are more susceptible than others, especially those who are self-conscious, anxious, and afraid of being judged negatively by others. So, how can we avoid choking when it really counts? First, it helps to practice under stressful conditions. In a study on expert dart players, researchers found that those who hadn't practiced under stress performed worse when anxious compared to those who had become accustomed to pressure. Secondly, many performers extol the virtues of a pre-performance routine, whether it's taking a few deep breaths, repeating a cue word, or doing a rhythmic sequence of movements. Studies on golfing, bowling, and water polo find that short rituals can lead to more consistent and accurate performance under Answer, option C, pressure.
Today, personality testing is a multi-billion-dollar industry used by individuals, schools, and companies. But none of these tests, including the MBTI, the Big Five, the DISC assessment, the process communication model, and the Enneagram, actually reveal truths about personality. In fact, it's up for debate whether personality is a stable, measurable feature of an individual at all. Part of the problem is the way the tests are constructed. Each is based on a different set of metrics to define personality. The Myers-Briggs, for instance, focuses on features like introversion and extroversion to classify people into personality types, while the Big Five scores participants on 5 different traits. Most are self-reported, meaning the results are based on questions participants answer about.
Answer, option C, themselves.
One of the biggest surprises of the Internet is we thought when the Internet came out it would provide everyone new fundamental tools to learn about the world around them. And it would actually remove the censorship and information that we get. We basically all have our own responsibility to become our own filters. We have, and that's why it seems to me the educational system has to provide those tools, those filtering tools. And that's one of the reasons why I think science is so important, because of its built-in filtering tools. It recognizes that we all want to believe, and as Richard Feynman said, the person you have to question most is yourself. Knowing that you want to believe when you read something that validates your beliefs, you should be skeptical of it and your beliefs, and you should look out for other sources. So we have to train people that one source on the Internet is not good enough. You have to search broadly to see if it's
Answer, option C, validated.
By now a lot has been said about the marshmallow test. You guys probably know about this, where children are asked, you can eat this one marshmallow now, or if you wait until I come back you can get 2 marshmallows. People talk about this in terms of the resolution that little kids have and how good they are at resisting temptation and stuff, but there's something that's often overlooked here, which is that one of the most common strategies that kids use was simply covering their eyes, just clapping their hands over their eyes so they're not looking at the marshmallow, and it turns out that's a very effective strategy. And so when we think about minimizing temptations, whatever your temptations are in life, just think about the ways that you can actually contractually minimize that temptation, so it's not they're not a fake thing or anything. Oh yeah, if it's in the back of the cabinet I won't do it, but like actually get rid of the
Answer, option A, temptation. I do not think that the arts are dependent on philanthropic efforts, which might sound to be at odds with what I do for a living, but I think that what is remarkable about the arts is that you cannot kill them. They will not die. I think of this particularly with the art form that I come out of, poetry. It actually is beautifully partnered by various social media because it can travel and be sent out in a way that fiction is a little bit trickier, because fiction is Answer, option A, a longer form.
What are the essential elements that make a conversation truly a great conversation? And humility would be one basic design principle that we should all start from. The kind of humility I'm talking about is the kind that you can't set aside. Because the world is an incredibly complicated place. None of us can ever have the full lock on truth. We can only see the world from a particular vantage point. And that means that our knowledge is going to have special insight because of our vantage point, but it's also going to be limited because of our vantage point. And so that sort of like limited knowledge that we can have about the world means that we must enter into any conversation with a deep sense of Answer, option B, humility.